Hey, and welcome everybody. I'm Pastor Sherman Ray, and this is This Week in Prophecy. I hope everybody's doing well today. That's a blessed day. But it says, this is the day the Lord has made, right? I will rejoice and be glad in it. Hopefully you all had a great weekend. It was Memorial Day weekend, and we took a little trip out to Boulder City. Got to hang out with some friends out there and stuff like that, which is always so fun out there. And but the good thing is we got some rest, relax a bit, and so I hope you did the same thing too. And especially when you went to church this weekend, hopefully you were able to see some of your friends there and people who served in the military and give them kind of a high five and maybe slip them a couple of bucks and that kind of stuff, which is always good too. Some of you might be the first time you're checking out the broadcast. We do have a YouTube channel, and so up on that YouTube channel right now, and if you'd like to join us, just go to This Week in Prophecy, or you can write to us at thisweekinprophecy@gmail.com. That's thisweekinprophecy@gmail.com, which is always cool. Or you can check us out on Spotify, on Apple Podcast. We'd love to have you on that. Before we get going too much further, I'm gonna
So sorry.
Gonna
I
bring
could get away before you were talking.
No, you were so close too. I'm gonna bring on the show.
Man.
Guest or co-host on the show, Aaron Newton. Aaron, how you doing today?
I'm good. I was like, "Where's my tablet?" Oh no, it's right on the bed. Let me grab it real quick. I thought you were gonna talk a little more.
No. So good to see you. And it was great to see you at church this weekend. It's so good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are things going with you?
I didn't get any money. What's going on with that?
No, not even like a little, little something on his back. Not even a little bit of something. You got a hug though.
No. Yeah, it was good. It was me. It was mine and my wife's. It was our anniversary, and so we did like a little staycation. Just kind of went to stay in one of the hotels and just like eat good food. We kind of played it off as like got a suite, and like just went and like first day we went to a steak place. Oh my goodness, it was so good. I mean, when you pay the extra money for like a bone-in ribeye that is 25 ounces, oh my goodness, it was
25 ounces. That's a huge piece of meat.
It was cooked. It was just perfect. And then the next day we went to this Italian restaurant. It's like it was a real posh place, just it was expensive, but it was good. And the food was fantastic. I had some lobster. Cecilia had another steak. I mean, it was
steak.
Yeah. I'm like, we're going to an Italian place. Oh, no, they have ribeye here too. I'm going to get that. All right. Whatever you want. But it was nice to just get out of the house, I guess.
Well, we were in Boulder City, so and we went to a place that you recommended.
Was it good?
We went to the Cornish pasty or whatever it's called, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Pasty or pasty?
I thought it was pastry. It's not pastry. The Cornish pastry.
It's without the R though. Yes, and so it was very good. I think every people group has their version of a meat patty or a pot pie, and this was really good. This was a British version of a meat patty, sage in it, cumin. So I believe Linda had the it wasn't the blood thing. It was a I forgot what it was called. I had the what's the not Heineken? What's the other beer? Forgot the British beer. Not a British beer, but it's an Irish beer. Guinness. I had the Guinness stew. Pasty or pasty, whatever you want to call it. Very good. And had it with a Diet Coke, which was good. And Linda had a lamb. She had a lamb thing, something lamb. And very good. Oh yeah, it's good. So my hat's off to you. Thanks for a good. That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, that play, and it's not too expensive either.
Mm-mm,
You know, it's
mm-mm,
just medium price. But every time I went there, and which is, I went to a church over there in Boulder City for a little while, and every
mm-hmm,
Sunday I would go eat there because it was just, man, the food. You know, I had like and I like how it's not just Irish food, like it is
mm-mm.
an Irish meal or whatever it is, British, but it's not just like stew and, you know, shepherd's pie. There's also
Mm-hmm.
like the huevos ranchero one, you know,
Oh,
and it's so good. All of it is just the bread is fantastic.
yeah, yeah. So it was
Yeah.
very cool. I love the. So and now, so I was I. So I'm not going to say I was a chef, but I was the chef for our restaurant, and so I'm going to send them some what I think would go good with that meal because it's. Oh no, it was good. There's no doubt about it. But it could be. But I could make it a little bit. You know, I'm going to send them something, something,
Like a
something.
jerk chicken, like a jerk chicken one.
A jerk chicken would be great. I would. That's my personal favorite, but maybe
Yeah.
not the jerk chicken. But literally, I think something very simple, like a sauce with it, you know, or a
Hmm.
veggie with
Hmm.
it. Some kind of because of course, I keep up with all this stuff now. But we're getting off track here. But it was
Yeah.
good. It was
It was a good
very
place.
very
It's a
good.
good place to eat. Very
Very
good
good.
food.
Memorial Day weekend, and a lot of folks were out Memorial Day weekend. Once again, I want to thank you. So you were in the military,
Yes.
and so I want to once first foremost want to thank you for your service because you did a lot of stuff and so I want to thank you for that. But what did you do? What did you do in the military? Describe what you did. When did you go in? All that kind of stuff.
So I went in the like 90s, middle 90s, 96, 97. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
I went into the Navy, and I
Yeah.
did 10 years in the Navy, and I worked on little boats, small boats,
Mm-hmm.
outboard engines and small diesels. But I was
Yeah.
stationed on a ship. My first duty station was a big, a cruiser, and I was
Yeah.
stationed in Japan. And then I went into like the river craft, small boats, and then and 2006 I went into the Army because the
Mm-hmm.
Navy was getting rid of people. They weren't letting people. I mean, I probably could have stayed. I just thought, well, I'm just going to do something different. And so I had this. The Army was hurting for people because they couldn't get recruitment up, and they needed people to go to Iraq. And
Mm-hmm.
so they said, we'll give you a bunch of money. You can cross over into the Army. And so I did that, and I worked on Patriot missiles. I
Oh my
was
gosh.
the uh, I was the system maintenance NCO for a Patriot battery,
Yeah.
and there it was, and I was stationed in Okinawa. They moved a whole battalion of a Patriot missile battery to Okinawa, and we just kind of did our thing over there. Watch those guys.
Yeah. Well, thank you once again, bro. I mean, I do. Um, we have we've got such a um, I think we don't thank the military enough. I mean, I really do. I just don't think. Um, I mentioned on an earlier program that I just got this new Bible and it talks about our founding fathers and patriotism and the Bible and that kind of stuff, and how there was probably more of an emphasis on patriotism and uh, Americanism in those days. And I would
Mm-hmm.
assume that had the Memorial Day been celebrated back then, um, that it would have probably been a bigger thing. You know what I mean? A bigger thing because even out in Boulder City, normally there's like flag waving. There was none of that out there. I didn't. There was no. I know Memorial Day is actually yesterday, but I didn't see the flags out. There was no parades, and that's very unusual for Boulder City. So I want to thank you for what
Yeah.
you've done. Yeah,
Oh, thanks.
yeah,
I tell you, I enjoyed it. Like, I loved, like, when I'd go to see on deployments. I loved it. I really
hmm
enjoyed it. And then, and I was in the Army. It was very different. I retired, and I retired a few years ago, and it was very different. Like it just
Mm-hmm.
wasn't. I thought it would be similar, but it was not. And so you know, I really it was a patriotic thing for me. I
Yeah.
think, especially at first, I mean, of course, continuing on, but because when I joined, people were very mean. It was at a time where people were still mean to, like, when I was
Mm.
stationed in Virginia before 9/11,
Mm-hmm.
people were very mean to the military, and they would protest in front of the base that the jet noise was bothering them. Like in
Mm.
Virginia, there's huge military. You have Norfolk, which is the biggest base on the East Coast, and then you have Oceana, which is the air base, and then you have Little Creek, which is the spec war base, and Dahlgren, like all these places. And the people used to protest out in front of the Oceana air base, like, um, they didn't like the jets, didn't like the noise, they wanted it to close down. But 9/11 changed all that. And then they
Oh,
were
I
out,
said
those
that. Boy,
people,
that
the
changed that a
signs.
lot, huh?
9/11 changed everything because they turned their signs around, and we love you, thank you for your service. But
Yes.
the week before, they were out there protesting the military. And they used to have signs. I remember, like, you would go to, like, Virginia Beach. I used to go with my friend. We would go surfing in Virginia Beach, and they were just mean, like, keep your dogs and sailors off our grass, and, like, just all kinds of stuff.
Gosh.
And but
Yeah.
9/11 changed everything. It just changed the whole attitude to the military.
Yeah.
I just remember that. I mean, there was places I went that were not like that. When
Mm-hmm.
I went to school in San Diego, and I went home to Azusa after I
Mm-hmm.
was done. I had, like, some leave time, and people were really nice. But where there was big bases, people were very mean or
Yeah.
rude to you.
Yeah. That's not.
So
Once again, it's funny. They said there's no atheists in foxholes, right? And there
yeah,
and
it's true.
there and there are no there are no protesters during time of war. You know what I mean? During time of war, when you're getting bombed and shelling and everything else, there's no protesters, and they're just like going, "Oh, thank you, Jesus, thank you, military and stuff like that." So I just think that America needs you don't want this to happen to America. You don't want anything to ever happen to America, but then you need people to say, you need to wake up, folks. You need to wake up that this is real. This is we. There's a saying, I forgot even who said. They said that you can lose your freedom basically in one generation. Literally in one generation, it could happen. It could happen. Tyranny, communism is just one generation away, and it could happen. So, well, yeah.
I think we were that close.
Mm-hmm.
We were that close in this last election, because if you've
Yeah.
ever have you ever read The Art of War?
I've read part of it. Yeah.
They
Mm.
Okay, so there's, like, little parts where, taking over a country without bloodshed, and there's these just little things that they do to get in and get these people, like, you know socialists, people who are democratic socialists, whatever you want to call it. Just It's just, you're right. It's that easy for people's mindset to change and decide,
Mm-hmm.
we want a dictator. We don't
We want
really
a
want
dictator, sure.
a constitution anymore.
Yeah. Um, I think the country, and there's going to come a time. There's going to come a time when we're going to have a lot of people that are going to all of a sudden start thinking that, you know, uh, that communism is a great way. You've already got people, politicians who you would never have thought, who are going around talking about it. You had AOC, you've got Bernie Sanders, who are going around just touting it and saying, "Hey, this is the way to go." But I think that I don't. I'm praying that it's a pre-trib rapture, that we're not here to see all that stuff going on. We prepare for post, but we pray for pre-trib, that because America's there's just a lot of people who are who are being, I don't know, primed, being groomed for that to happen, and it looks like it's going to happen. So let's. There was an article that we were both talking about earlier. I haven't been able to find it, but I had it posted up on Facebook. So if you go to our, It's called Christian American Magazine, Christian American News. I actually did post that up on that website, and the story is about a group of and I'm going to stall here while as I'm trying to go to the story. Um, there was a group of people that were having an annual event, and it's an event that happens pretty much every year, and they're having it in Seattle. And I'm trying to remember what the story was about. But what happened is that people were complaining about it because they said, "Hey, guess what? We think that this there it is a Daily Wire story." So that the mayor of Seattle was basically he's ripping the Christians after they were attacked by these leftists at this rally. So I'm going to read a little bit of it. Like I said, this is a Daily Wire story. It says after leftist radicals, some clothed in black and wearing masks, attacked a Christian rally in Seattle on Saturday, Mayor Bruce Harrell, remember that name, Bruce Harrell, issued a statement in which he condemned the Christian organizers of the event. So he didn't complain about the people who attacked them. He complained about the Christian organizers who had actually had the event. Said the rally in Cal Anderson Park, described by Harrell as a Seattle's most prominent LGBTQ plus neighborhood, prompted the arrest of at least 22 people. And now Mayor Harrell is directing the Parks Department to review the circumstances of the rally's organizers' application, Mayday USA. And so what this is here's the thing about it. They're basically saying that this faith-based group should not have been in this park, and that they shouldn't have been in the park because this is a big hangout for LGBTQ plus people. And here's the deal I've got on this whole thing, and I'll let you first. I want your thoughts on this, Aaron, and then I'm going to chime in a little bit on this too because I actually had some thoughts on this also. Go ahead for it.
So that the guy who kind of led it, the pastor who kind of
Mm-hmm.
led this, it was basically like a revival, like a tent meeting with no tent,
Yeah.